Welcome. We are going to start off with a brief warm-up. 1 second, I just got to get my music queued up, and then I will tell you who I am. Well, Sam, go ahead and introduce you.
Well, first of all, thank you all so much for being here. I said this in the last group as well, but we know it's June, it's a Friday, and there was all of that craziness with remote, not remote, a lot. So being in this space with y'all is very special, and thank you for being here. I'm Sammy. I am a middle school theater teacher at Wagner in the Upper East Side, and we are here together
with Neil Totton. I'm a manager of professional development down at the Actor Studio Drama School at Pace University. Yes. Welcome everyone to Beyond the Curtain, Deepening Reflections. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with a warm-up just to get ourselves in the room, maybe to shake off what you may still be carrying from the last session, or just maybe carrying from, 2 weeks ago that we need to release before we go ahead and get into it. So it's going to be real simple, promise you that, and then we're going to just do a shakedown. I'll just go ahead and cue it out. We all know the shakedown, 876-543-2-1, 876-876-876. We'll do 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4 times. I know, maybe you think. Don't worry, I'll cue you through it, and then we'll do singles, and then I like to end with a little strike the pose. So whatever you are feeling, whether it's if you want to give me a b-boy stance, a little floor. No, you're not gonna do it if you're right. And then we'll go around the room and introduce ourselves. Sound good? Great. All right, here we go. Let's feel this in our bones. Okay. Oops, hold on, turn it up. All right, here we go. Go ahead and release your fingers above your head. Take a nice deep stretch. Look up towards the ceiling. And then if you need to, take your body side to side. Just lengthen out to your torso. Good. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Look toward the ceiling. Drop your chin toward your chest. Bend your knee. Slowly go down. Release your arm. Interlace your elbows and just let your body rock just with some side to side. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Clear yourself, slowly roll up. Give me a little shimmy. 4, 3, shake down, start with the right. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, left foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, with your right. 1, 4, 3, 2, left foot. 4, 3, 2, right foot. 4, 3, 2, left foot. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1 number 5. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 2, go. 1, 1, 1. Again. 1, 1, 1. Again. 1, 1, 1. Again. 1, 1. Hit that pose. Yes. All righty. All right. You're all warmed up now. All right. So let's just go around the room and just introduce yourselves. Let us know where you teach, what age, what class, grade level. Thank you. What's the word? What grade level?
Hi, I'm Hagen Blades, and I teach 6 through 8 at MS 51 in Brooklyn.
Hi, I'm Denise Sketches. I teach pre-K grade 5th in Rapley, PS2 17 Thursday.
I am Nahols. I teach 6 through 8 at MS 57 in Bedside.
I'm Aisha Sanbroman. I teach 2nd and 3rd grade at PS 94 in Sunset Park.
I'm Jim. I teach K through 5 at PS 249 in Flatbush.
I'm Casey. I'm not a teacher yet. I'm a master student from Royal Central School of Speech and Drama from London.
Welcome. I'm Ryan Krause. I teach 9 through 12 at McKinney Secondary School of the Arts in Fort Greene.
I'm Bryn Thorson. I teach 9 through 12 at Dream Yard Prep High School in the Bronx.
Edwin Robinson. I am at Boys and Girls High School, 9 through 12.
I'm Simone. I teach at PS 49 Willis Avenue in the South Bronx, K to 5, sometimes 3K and pre-K as well.
I'm Tara. I teach 3K 30th grade at PS 191. I'm Luke. I teach K through 5 at PS 150 in Plains.
Hi, I'm Emily. I teach 9 to 12 at Citywide on Staten Island.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I teach middle school 6th to 8th grade at MS 72 in South Jamaica, Queens.
Hey there, I'm Ken. I teach, let's say, K through 5 at ES 305 Learners and Eaters in Ridgewood, Queens.
Fabulous. Wonderful.
Yeah, well, thank you all for sharing. I'm so happy to be here together. We're going to start our day with a little bit of reflection, which is our whole topic. But we have 3 questions that we really want to start to focus on. So the first one is, one thing my students always feel after a show or a unit has ended. 2, one thing that I, as the instructor, always feel after a show or a unit is. And 3, what are some of those feelings that always seem to linger at the end of an experience? For your students, for you, what are some of those things that are in the space? So we are going to give you a lovely Post-it, and if you need to pick
Yes,
out of time.
there we go. Take and pass. I'm trying to be very non-monochromatic, but I think for time's sake, just take 3. I'm gonna break this down. It will be okay to see yellow Post-its on yellow paper. If you need a pen, for time it take you too much time to count out the 3. There you go. So take 3 Post-its. Make sure you just have 3. Thank you. Yes, if you need a pen, thank you. There we go. All right. Yes, one more. You have one? Okay, no. Okay.
So take about 5 minutes to dive into this, and then once you're finished writing, have a little turn and talk with someone in the room about some of the things that you pulled up on here. Then we're going to come together. Sleeper dancing.
And then once you've answered the questions, if you want to just take a few moments and maybe turn and talk, discuss with any of your fellow educators in the room before we move into our next portion of the workshop. We will be doing some sitting, so if we don't have enough chairs, please let me know so that I can go grab you a chair. If you're comfortable with the floor, that's totally fine, but I do want for everyone to have somewhere to rest their bottom.
Be cozy.
Yeah. Here, I love your logo.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm excited. Like, I want them.
It's like, do I want to be loud today?
Right? I understand. Yes, please return your pens. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Again. Yes. Blue. Yes. A sign with names. It's always easy when people use gag tape.
Yes, I already get brilliant every day.
It helps the flavor. Laurel, then 3. No, 3. No, 3. Bryn. Okay, I know I'm going to
Honestly, like.
All right, you can feel free to take a seat when you have filled out your box, or you can feel on your educator.
So I ended up, it does work out great for me actually, because with it back to the beach, it was removed. It's
Nice, but also.
I went back to
I gotta pick your brain.
Yes, it was good. Yes.
I had a sound system issue as well.
Yeah.
Where it turns out like hearing that they almost actually have phones.
Yeah. Okay, now as well here. Let's pull it.
Enjoy it.
That's the got me line. It's also very I came across it.
What's so big to see my feelings and
Success and more.
Does anyone need a chair?
Does anybody want a chair that doesn't have a chair?
Are we okay before? If we have chairs out there.
They can also use the rehearsal cues as well.
Yeah. Thank you for being us.
All right. I'll go get a couple of
So we're actually going to bookmark these for just a second. So like I said, I'm a classroom teacher. I teach 6th through 8th grade. And what I've noticed in the last couple of years, and I'm curious if y'all have noticed this as well, a big shift in mindset from the students. My students in particular are like, is this graded? Do I get a grade for this? What's my grade going to be? And there's less of a celebration of process within their minds. And it's more like, okay, we're done. We did it. Here's the check. What's my grade? What are we doing next? Is anyone experiencing a similar vibe and mindset in their school? Yeah. Right. And so I started asking my students, everything we do in theater is so connected. Every single thing is scaffolded from one to the next. Like, why are we so grade focused? And what are we actually taking with us from each unit into the next and building those skills through the process? And again, they were very like, well, if it's not graded, does it matter? And so when we were talking about the way that we're going to frame this today, really thinking about why this work is so important, of the reflection, whether it be post-unit or post-production, we spend so much time with, our students. If you're looking at a production, I just wrapped up High School Musical Junior. Very fun. But we audition in September. We perform at the end of May. And then it's like, okay, bye. See ya. We'll do it again next year. And there's less of this moment of, where did we start and where did we get to? And what are we taking with us afterwards? It's not just like woo, we did it. We did something together that matters, and we learned as a community, as an ensemble. How are we then taking that with us as we move on to the very next day of our lives, not even just the next year? So one quick question is, what are some of the feelings that are lingering post-production, post-unit that you're seeing in your classrooms? What are some things that we're hearing students say, we're seeing them do? Y'all are there every day doing this as well. What are you seeing in your spaces? Yeah.
I thought a bunch of other people did too. And kids are always like, let's do that again. Yeah. Can we do one more show? Can we go one more thing? Yeah, which is very sweet. Yeah, which is very fun.
Right, so let's do it again. Let's run it back, right? What else are we noticing? Is there anything else that sticks out?
Not as grades focused, but rewards focused. Like, oh, you threw us a pizza party and you wrote us individual cards. Is that it? And I'm like, oh boy.
What else do you have for me? Yeah, absolutely. I gave a pizza party that in the card they give you real slices, Miss Day. Are we talking about this half slice day? And I was like, y'all. Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say a deeper sense of trust, that the feeling of accomplishment leads to just deeper trust in themselves and each other and me as their teacher. Like, oh, we accomplished this thing. Like, and I said in one of the other questions, they often don't think they can do it. They think this is gonna be terrible, and they're convinced of that until it happens. And so it's just this really nice kind of building of trust, but it takes a long time.
And also, what do you do with that trust? You know, you finish a unit and they feel successful and you're moving on to the next thing. How are we taking that success, because that is a success, and kind of propelling it into what we're doing next without starting all over again at the like, well, improv seems hard. I don't think I could get up there and share this, right? So kind of how we're going to be framing this today, Neil is going to touch upon, but we're going to be using Bloom's taxonomy to kind of talk about reflection and post-unit / production.
Yes. Okay. So before we start talking about Bloom's taxonomy, everyone, please take a deep breath. Y'all got this, okay? Now, who in the room is familiar with Bloom's taxonomy? Okay. So just popcorn out. What is Bloom's taxonomy based off of your understanding or your definition?
There's levels, shallower, deeper, inquiry, assessment, any that usually is little dual essential starters.
Great. Yes, and. Yes, and.
Depth of knowledge, DOK.
Yeah.
Like little acronyms about it.
Yes, and. There's no right or wrong. Okay, we'll start with that. Okay, so for all intents and purposes for this workshop, we are framing Bloom's taxonomy is a framework that classifies educational objectives of the different cognitive levels from remembering to creative. It was developed by Benjamin Bloom in either 46 or 56, but it was revised in 2001. There's debates on when it was based off of our research.
Very serious.
Okay, but basically, so what it is used for is to help educators identify learning objectives, create learning activities, and assess student learning. And I would just, kind of go on the record and say, yes, there are levels, but in my world, the levels are all equal. I was in a workshop once where it was very, some people have problems with hierarchy. So it was like, oh no, let's just say that they're all special. So they start from 1, remembering, 2, understanding, 3, applying, 4, analyzing, 5, evaluating, and 6, creating. And what we learned in our last workshop is once we start to hear these, then we all as artists get very in our heads and very cerebral. For this workshop, please stay in this area, okay? You all as artists, you already are doing most of what we are going to be working with. So we want you to dive into this from the vantage point of you got this. We're not asking you to be like, let's write a dissertation or let's give rewrite your thesis. It's not that. Okay? So when we're thinking about level 1, remembering, what are things that come to mind? And I'm actually going to integrate what we normally do as theater professionals. Like, what are some things that you think of in your process when you think of remembering for level 1? Yes.
The routine of the classroom.
Yes, routine cues, remembering your lines. Yes.
So we're going to move through these. When you think of understanding, what are some things that come to mind? The things that you're doing in your classroom.
Terminology.
Character.
Definitions.
You say any?
Definitions.
Yep. Okay, when we think of applying, what do we think? What comes to mind?
Rehearsing.
Doing a scene.
Physical.
Okay. When we think of level 4, analyzing, what are we thinking?
Objective analysis.
Yes. I heard some.
Reflection.
Yes.
Character work.
Wonderful. Okay. When we think of evaluate, what comes to mind?
Rehearsal, feedback.
Having an audience.
Liz Berman protocol.
Say it.
Liz Berman protocol.
Yeah. That's
We love that. Yeah.
And then when we think of creating, what comes to mind?
Playwriting. Doing a play.
Yes, playwriting, yes. Okay, great. All right, so all of these, like again, you're already doing these in the classroom that you're doing. We're going to, I think we're gonna get ready to go into the question. I think we're ready to. So I'm gonna we did this a little differently in the last one, but I think for timing and because, we sort of dove into this in the last one, just being very transparent with you. And I think everyone was like, oh my God, this is going to get very heady. And it's like, no. Like, we're already doing this. So we're learning for the camera. How to, put on a real good show. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to break into groups. And I'm going to try to explain this as succinctly as possible so that you get this. So based off of what we explored over here, within your groups, we're going to, one, discuss what you wrote or something that really, as our, what was the earlier, he talked about the fire. I don't want to misquote his name. So, but he talked about the fire. So you're going to discuss something that as a group really lights your group's fire up. And then from there, you're going to then scaffold 6 questions based off of that. And actually, we're going to give you a handout so that you're not having to remember them off the top of your head. And you're going to create 6 questions that go with those frames, from remembering to understanding all the way down to creating. Don't worry, I got you. I'm going to be able to give you some sort of like pointers that are going to lead you in the right direction. But what you're going to do is you're going to come up with 6 questions based off of the discussion prompt that lights your group up the most. Okay? So you're going to get some time to discuss, and then you're going to start to scaffold 6 questions based off of that individual discussion prompt. Does that make sense so far?
Any questions about that? Yes.
Should they be questions that you ask to students or to ourselves?
We can in the last group, we had it framed in different ways for each group. So it's really dealer's choice. So you're picking your topic and then kind of diving in.
Take one and just pass it around. Thank you. Take one and pass it around. Okay, so we're going to do these group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so we'll do 4 groups of 4. So I'll just do this geographically. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Cool. No, in this group right.
Oh,
yes.
I go in.
Sorry. 5 minutes. There you go. I'll post it for you. There you go. Thanks. Thank you. All right. And you can feel free to move around if you want to sort of have some, we have a full space. If you like being in class, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got it.
And before we dive forward, I'm going to give you some prompts around for sort of words, in case your brain is going, keywords, I would say. So we were thinking of level 1, remembering, which is exhibiting memory of previously learned materials by recalling facts, terms, basic concepts. Some keywords for your questions might be choose, how, define, label, find, list. You got it. You can go from there. For understanding, which is demonstrating understanding of facts and ideas by organizing, comparing, translating, you might think of terms like classify, compare, contrast, demonstrate. When we think of level 3, solving problems to new situations by applying acquired knowledge, facts, techniques, and rules in different ways, you might think of questions that are around applying, build, choose, construct. When we think of analyzing, which is examining and breaking information into parts by identifying motives, you might think of terms like analyze, assume, categorize, classify, compare, conclude. Then when we move on to level 5 of evaluating, which is present and defend opinions by making judgments about information, you might think of agree, appraise, assess, award, choose, compare. As you can see, some of these words sort of fall into different categories. And when we think of creating, it might be, which is compiling information together in a different way by combining elements in a new pattern or proposing alternative solutions. You might think of adapt, build, change, choose, combine, suppose, solve, propose. So you're basically going to come up with, again, questions around whatever discussion prompt that sort of hit those bullet points. It need not necessarily be to here, keep it here, because you're already, and I guarantee all of you are already doing this in your classroom practice. So this is not necessarily thinking that you're not doing this. Cool? All right. Discuss away, my friends.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my birthday said like
I think when they did this question, it's going to be like a discussion prompt, but I thought it was going to give us one. I think he's one of the things that I asked.
Normally when I get to the end of the year, they're like, oh man, if I knew this, I would have done this during the performance. So they always bring it back. But it's not always in a super, like, proud of myself way, even if the show's great. Like, they still always go back to, like, how can I be better for next time? So, I don't know. That's just how my shit goes.
You know, I always only had one short it's like, you do that very you used to do it.
A lot of regret about whatever I missed along the way or did wrong along the way, and pride in whatever went well, and like hope for what's on the horizon. Like that it could be better next time.
I
What do you think, Steve?
I used to at my show when I was being
So after a show, or even after a show, it's just like I can kind of
great things to each other, about like great quotes in the show and like hearts.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Without worries.
And
Stop having ideas.
then
Like,
another thing that I think is fun is if there would be
great. Now, the feeling is every question.
and remember you gave something behind.
Go to you? Yeah, I did it like after school. So I'm basically See, here comes Sierra and they on the once you're the one
And like
people. I guess I grew up you were lying at Fort Focus.
They're coming up. You have
Steve, I stopped. Yeah. He's like, hope to be. Oh, right. But then now, I can I work through you? I'm not really sad. Not that I want to get sad, but I want like the nothing more. No profit. Yeah, like one thing. Why?
One of that type a little reflection, like
yes, except I haven't like first it's I
One thing I
stories on these books.
what do you remember from
These okay. They did the same. I do the same with get rid of the sage.
We do some basic, like there's 2 theater classes, but we do both classes. We do a shout out round robin. So but what we do is like we force it to be something not obvious, like don't shout out your best friend, don't put that out the lead of the show, like normally I'll start and I'll shout out.
In your next time now, you guys have to list it with the which side.
How can you use what you learned for next time?
So I guess what would that be? So I guess that would be evaluate yourself, but like I don't know what question. Yeah, like what question would that be evaluated? So like we asked him like why not? And what did you think about how like why did you realize that what did you change about how you did it? Yeah, we did analyze what did you think about? Yeah, and you so the guys told us what I mean. I feel like I know exactly, well, not exactly, better really, but I know what I would change about my process. But what would they have changed in parents? And then now you found sons next year. Yeah. So what I so I think it also makes it up. And there's so other people have different experience.
Yeah, so even if it's not with us. Yeah, I would say I'm assuming you're letting me do it. You guys are fun.
Yeah, with some better.
Yeah.
Maybe not next year, the next 3 years, so depending on where you end up, but yeah, so I think it's so important, is what I'm saying. Even though they're not going to do it with me again. Yeah, they're going to do it. I hope. Yeah. All right, so we need to apply
classify. We can kind of understand like what activities or what would you like from that? Which one?
And one of the things might have everybody on stage, right? But like I said, like every year my bar is lower for like the final product of like that create more kinds of success because there's more circumstances that we're anticipating.
Yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, that's what it is. It's like, what do you have parents come to the art test?
So really quickly, everyone, we just want to do a check-in. Is every group already in the question forming part of yes, no? Okay, so then really quickly, Sammy's going to just break this down based off of a unit to really help you understand how we're formulating this.
Yeah.
And I will be your host here.
I appreciate you. So I am hearing thank you.
There we go.
I'm hearing such good conversation, you know, as we walk around, a lot about post-production. The way that I looked at it in my framing was an actual unit, right? So I'm taking improvisation. This is a unit. I'm a middle school teacher. All the kids come in like, where is improv? They love it. They want it. So if we're going to break this down through questions from 1 to 6, for remember, simply how do you define improvisation? It's as simple as that, right? Do we remember what improv is? For understand, what the heck are the rules of improvisation, right? How do we play within this framework? For apply, let's get up. Show me how you can yes and within a scene. How do you do that? How do you accept somebody's idea and build off of it? Analyze, what did we just do, right? What skill sets are we actually using to make our scene successful, to make our partners feel successful? For evaluate, let's look at which games or activities actually helped us to explore and grow the most. Some of these games are so fun, right? And we love them and we go back to them, but let's actually evaluate which games helped us to create objective and tactic and an obstacle and really grow a character. For create, let's do scene, right? Show me a successful scene that has all of these parts of it. Or even a step further, let's create different prompts, pass them around the room, and really from soup to nuts, take that experience into a scene work that we can all watch and break down and evaluate. So like Neil was saying in the beginning, like when we discuss these things, we really live here. These words are buzzwords, right? And we all know them. They're used across every class, social studies, ELA, math even, math, all of these things, right? And they are very heady. But for us, this already exists in our spaces. How are we simplifying this not only as educators, but for our students? Peter's a student. I'm saying, what do you remember from the first day of the season? I hear you, but what did it mean to you on day one, right? Like it's as simple as saying, what is improvisation? You know, what does that mean? What did we talk about? And taking it all the way through, how do we get it up on our feet and have fun? And, you know, y'all are saying, they're saying, let's do it again, let's do it again. Use that energy, simplify it, and go back to the beginning. What are those basics and how do we scaffold simply with a question to take them through to get from 1 to 6? Does that help kind of frame what these questions should look like? You're picking a topic. I know over here we're talking about post-production, which is an awesome way to start. It's a long journey, right? Like I just said, you do this for a full year. But pick any topic that really sticks out to y'all in your group. What's something that you feel really passionate about?
Yes.
And how can we kind of take this further?
Yes, we were going to see it.
Thank you. Yeah. Does that help us frame our question? So let's take about
Few more minutes.
more minutes.
Yes. We're moving. Again, this is really just a primer just to get us started. There's not going to be an assessment at the end of this as far as like, you know, obviously we want to make sure in your reflections that you really walk away understanding this. But we definitely want for this to be something that doesn't live too much in here. We want to try to keep this in here because we're using this as something that's going to scaffold something that's coming up next. Okay? So take a few more moments and then we'll move forward with the next part of the workshop.
What's it called? Who else they are? It's so curious if you guys are.
What we like is
About the looking for elective, right?
Yeah. How did you do that?
They were all like, what are we gonna do? So like where and then evaluate
And yeah, I guess maybe that's our shout out. Yeah, right.
violation.
Or learnings, but I have because I only see them in yeah.
So then what are you doing next? Is that a real question?
What are we doing next?
What are we gonna do now? Or how about my favorite is okay, so musical class is over and like where do you think you're gonna go? Fifth grade. Your grade teacher still needs a prep. I'm here. You're stuck with me, and so class.
Good morning thing for musical is have them pick a song and then like recontextualize it with their accent.
Yes, let's get.
So like I'm doing this with my students now, and for elementary, like one group chose head, shoulders, knee, and toes, but they are doctors. They're to be doctors.
Oh, so that I'm armed with my repertoire when I get back to work on Monday. Yeah, that's cool. So recontextualize one of the songs. That's
yeah, and one group to define gravity, only though like after.
That's so funny.
And I also think that does naturally, not to be like loops, but that does go back to this question.
For C, we were create a deleted scene on the street.
Well, okay, we've not talked about like.
Yeah, so we're taking you
yeah.
So there's like bigger one or regroup I totally naturally bought them. Samantha's studying to like years. Yeah. And I recorded
You'll remember the part of the phrases. So if you have here we go.
Okay, so then applies like how we're using the block people both with the piece to enhance it. And then if you're thinking of improv, which she just gave an example, like let's say show me video a situation. If you're thinking of like analyzing, it's like how does your character change over time? And then if you're thinking of from the rehearsal, like evaluate which rehearsal choices helped or didn't help you as a group. And then if you're thinking of the crew, it's like how would you reimagine this scene in a new set? So the questions are like, again, we were trying not to let it necessarily be like too heady because you're already doing this in your classroom as far as like how you're assessing the students over time. So it's really just thinking of like what is one example, whether that be a rehearsal, whether that be a classroom activity, whether that be a unit, and then just what are the 6 questions that you sort of go through.
There are a few moments where you're like, this is a little like
way more like
so people like it's like, ooh, but it's so appropriate for this age. That 25 with 2 class. So all of the ensemble is in every show, and then the leads for each show. So we had about like 50 kids on stage at any time, and it just lends each other. It's like, and it worked well. As I'm and the parents were like, it's like comic for like our age. Yeah, it's so iconic. And the kids, one of the kids was like, how is it in the 1950s? I know they're not quite sure when we were born, but it has that cute I like it's like the 90s was almost a scene. I was. Yeah. No. Yeah. Not from the 1950s. But it's really
flying like how would you
what they learn.
What you should be responsible for, what you should or not do.
I also like the idea of like you got a poster. You know, my children after the day after their performance, they have signs, t-shirts. Yeah. We find the poster as a way of closing it, keeping a memento of it. So
it helps if they ever come back to visit. It's like that's a memento. Yeah. It's memento.
Or something, or even a signed T-shirt. I mean, my kids all have the T-shirts, and they're in college. It's so huge, so it's something that they still hold on to. I think.
I like when it's creating the cast contracts because it's like a fun extension thing. Like, that my lingers know, like together, something that I found that was like really in the cast process. Like probably 2 weeks before we showed up, like this isn't my show anymore. This is yours. Like you guys make it. Like this is yours now. Enjoy it. And then they were kind of.
We learned from the lessons that are transparent. We don't want this to be like too weird. Because we all they were able to apply that concept and they are using that in order to go out and create character or to be comfortable covering people. So it's used just have to be able to change this nuance and really in a way that shouts when you listen to power yourself to like and now you need to really spell it out. These are your like the first like matching to your friends, like they're always like whereas ours is very much more experiential, and then you have to sort of sometimes like use language.
And we have a million synonyms for juice.
Exactly. So just like really putting that like a few
I actually have a story.
What does Alright, so we're gonna pause for just a moment as you continue to work, because I know some groups are ready to move forward to the next phase. So now we're going to move into the level of physicalizing, which is why we warmed your bodies up. So now, based off of your 6 questions, you are now going to craft a tableau. Do we all remember what a tableau is? Yes? Okay, good. All right, so gold star. So now we're going to create 6 tableaus based off of each of your question prompts. This is open-ended as far as in how you choose to interpret that. Someone can stand out as the sort of narrator and everyone can demonstrate. You can sort of ask the questions as you're doing the tableau. The world is, the art is your palette. Do whatever you will with it. Okay? So again, 6 tableaus based off of each of those questions. And then we're going to share those out. If you are still coming up with your questions, you can also use the Tableau exercise as a way to put this framework into it. Like, what is a Tableau? How do you understand it? Did you see it? Did you apply it? Can you evaluate it? And now you create it. I think I left one of them. I didn't analyze it. I'm sorry. That was a Tableau. Then it was so sorry. Okay. All right. Go to work, artiste.
Siga pale. So that's about being like.
What is that?
Here we are.
It's all like we're questioning. And each of us is. Next one is, why are we choosing that? And like what possibilities is that story?
This is questioning? No, what is this one?
Ours, like why that story? So it could be like the flip side of whatever your story was. Like the end was like the reason for comedy is acid.
So maybe like why are we using that story? One person's like doing something and the rest of us. Oh yeah, that's why. Right?
Am I the person who's doing something?
Sure. What kind of thing you do?
Okay.
Oh, autism.
We're not worthy.
So with Analyze, we think about what does the audience need? What is the important information they need to see or hear to enjoy this?
We've got our 6 templates classes back today for the camera. Fun. Favorite moment or breakthrough?
This one could like all.
Oh, remembering.
Right?
No, you're the
Oh, I'm the one. Sorry.
You're the
Oh, that's the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The second one, understand. We said to me before you get back. Fine. So the roadmap.
During our rehearsal process.
Okay. Great. Analyze. Roadmap.
Why don't you be like says that?
Evaluate the workshop.
Okay.
No,
So when,
yours
oh wait,
is
so
standard.
we'll start from where we ended.
And see, create a deleted scene.
Be saying that.
Go. Yay!
Speaker lost. Okay, we're ready.
Who is this speaker?
So it's funny because I used to fellow for last
Now we said what the answers are. What does that look
Like hanging out.
What do you?
Maybe that's on. Sorry.
No.
What skills makes
even if they all fit together?
Yeah, so it's breathing.
what skills make you know
The big body.
With their hands in them.
feeling
Okay, still working. Okay.
for
So he'll be the kid on the stage.
So examine.
He's the kid on the
Well,
stage.
your role.
Or Google, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, you gotta see so yeah.
We're going to go. Here's the first.
How many
Do we want to go a little high or do we want to?
Let's see.
And the next one is the. Oh, okay. Great. So for.
Okay. So one. You just sit on the
it's like one person about particular. Okay.
So we'll stick. Okay, so analyze is
this, and then you're down low.
I don't know what happened.
And then evaluate is like, if you want to be the tall one, we all come down. Like, this is the point where I agree most.
Oh, oh.
Is they're incented by this person, so we can do these down low. I'm testing.
What this mean to you? What advice would you give her next year? Like
You're tired.
I could show up and then this is way more like anyone to use.
right? Top?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, take
All right, we're gonna take about one more thing, and then we're going to start.
Okay, here we go. What did we do it on rehearsal first?
First one is we are. What story do you need to break?
Okay, next. That's it. Why? Good idea. Why this? What does the audience see? This one all interesting. Wait, wasn't this?
My kids just need to hear, be quiet. Sorry.
Should I just say the word?
I think they did how they did it before, yeah. So that makes it a little, yeah, that'll keep me on track because I obviously have to do
You hear my boy clap once. You hear my boy clap twice. You hear my boy say, hey. Yes, I love that. All right, we're going to go ahead and start the presentation. So if you want to have a seat, we'll start with this group over here, and then we will make our way over to me here. Again, this is open to interpretation. If you want us to know what your questions are, then you can do that. If you just want us to sort of surmise what it is, we also are cool with that. Group one, the floor is yours.
All right. Number one, remember a favorite moment or breakthrough. 2, understand which activities supported you best or not so much. Okay. Apply. Build a roadmap for next year. Analyze. What would you change about the process? Evaluate. Award show. Create a deleted scene from your show.
Oh, all right, group two.
Right.
Yes, yes. Yes, and.
Okay. All right, so this is that Star Wars. No, what is it? Go ahead.
What story should we tell? Number one, what story should we tell?
So what story should we tell?
3,
Here we go.
2,
1.
Why that story? What does the audience need to hear or see? What would that feel like for you in real life? What has succeeded? What gaps do we need to address? This concludes our shift.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Group three, the floor is yours.
Yep.
What are you good, ready?
Yep.
What did we do in our rehearsal and performance process?
Why did we get all clothes?
How can we use what we learned in our real life?
Examine your growth over the rehearsal process. At what point in the rehearsal process did you grow the most?
What advice would you give for next time? Why did we do it? The end.
Group 4, give us more.
So, what do you remember about from the first rehearsal? What did you learn about your character? Shout out Ron Robin. How did your classmates inspire you? So let's share some glows and grows. What was your favorite part and what can you work on? And then do you agree or disagree? Is there anything that someone said that made you change your mind? Create a new cast contract for future production.
First of all, give yourselves all a round. You're so fun. This is so great. I love seeing the different perspectives as well, the different timelines and how we're approaching this not only from like a teacher hat perspective, but a student hat perspective, which I think is how we should always be planning. So we have about 8 minutes. We're going to do a little bit of a reflection. Before we do that reflection, I want to just talk about something very quickly that I do in my classroom in terms of units, less about production, more in terms of units. So on the walls of my classroom, I do a visual timeline, which is a visual reflection of all of these things kind of coming into play. So we'll start our year with Tableau, right? We talk about how do we get from each unit to the next and what skill sets are we bringing with us. So if we're doing Tableau, during our unit, it starts with the big word Tableau at the top. We're putting definitions up here. As they're doing their scenes, they're taking pictures of them, putting their work up here. We're doing student work, we're putting quotes, and then we make a big arrow and we go on to pantomime. And as we're going through, we're reflecting, and as the year is growing, so is our timeline, and so is our wall. So you can physically see up on the wall, where did we start? What do we remember? And how are we making all of this? And what have we created through the months as we work together from September through all the way at the end of June? And I found that it's something that has helped my students to reflect as we go, not to forget where we started and only focus on where we currently are and what's next. But as a way to be like, oh, I remember, like in this unit, we learned how to cheat out, right? So now that we're moving on to the next thing, I can see that, I can visualize it, and I can interpret it in my space. It's also helped with administration coming in. Like you said, these are words that we use in all of our subjects, core, elective, all of these things. How many of you sometimes feel like when you're talking about theater, the person who's evaluating you is like, I don't know what that means. And that's harder for them to maybe see or visualize within that space. Like they don't know what a tableau is, maybe, or what pantomime is, or the rules of improvisation. But when you're able to like visualize these things on the wall as you go, you're able to build that understanding for anyone who walks into the space. So that's just something that I wanted to just put in there. It's worked really well for my students, and they like to see like, am I going to be on the wall during this summit? It's like a little cute like, our scene was great, it deserves to be up there, and it's nice to kind of visualize through that. But as means of reflection for our last 5 minutes, what are some things that you think you could utilize within your space from this work day? Something that you were like, oh, this is easy, this sticks out to me, this is something that connects to the work that we're already doing, or starting something fresh within your own classrooms. What can we kind of take from this to apply? How do we make this applicable to us?
One thing we talked about that I hadn't thought during before that could be fun in these final weeks of school is to have them create like a nice visual guide for next year, whether it's like cute, funny, and the tips, and also like a fun little project to make. But maybe it's a very useful word map, and also I can learn something from it.
Totally. Yeah, from their perspective.
Yeah,
they see
like
this year.
I'm gonna give these, like tell them I'm gonna give them to next year's 7th graders.
Yeah, well, that's really sweet. I like that. Anything else that we feel like we could apply? Yeah.
I really love that deleted scene. I think.
That's a good thing. Cool. I think that'd be super fun. Right.
And that shows all of these points, right? Remembering the characters, you're showing what these characters' objectives are and where they want to go, and kind of having fun while showing all of those pieces. Anything else that we feel like plays into our classrooms? It's a lot to think about. And it's a big undertaking, and we're so busy as teachers. We're doing a million things a minute, answering a million questions a minute. But when you take the time to sit down from our perspective and also from their perspective to think like, what are we actually taking with us? This framework has really proven over and over again. It's so simple, but it really works. And it's something that I think the kids can use this language as well. It's not just for us to present to them without them knowing. It's like we should be showing them these words and building with them questions for each unit that we can reflect and bring to the next. Give it a whole like 2 minutes.
I mean,
I feel like we're
bringing solid place. I mean, well, we do have. I want to acknowledge someone in the room that is receiving a very big honor. Yes, Edwin Robinson is receiving the Tony Educator of the Year. I think with that, and based off of what we talked about, I think things like Bloom's taxonomy, especially for artists, is something that is not always, we often feel as if like, oh my God, we have to be on the defense when we hear things like that, but it's something that you're already doing. And the more that we can empower ourselves with these frameworks in order to really show explicitly the work that we're doing, and in instances like this, where like the work that we're doing has such a great impact, not only on our community, but the broader world, because everyone relies on artists and theater to get through chaotic times. So in instances like this, again, this was a challenge for us as facilitators. Obviously, as you all know, like as a dancer, I was like, what? But, you know, we were up for the task. So again, thank you all for leaning into this. And, you know, like the fact that we're able to celebrate and have these levels of wins, I hope that you take that joy and sparse it out, sprinkle it all over your summer. That's how we make that. Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe you want to be more than that one.
But we don't do this obviously for the awards. We all know that, right? Wonderful. So I mean, yeah.
Now our next thing in about 2 minutes is lunch. So I know Daryl ordered Panera boxes in room 305. So everyone can kind of get a little head start. Go pick your top Panera box. And have a good lunch.
Thanks for being here.